And for those who are coming newly, this is a channel dedicated to mentoring individuals who are new to the field of infection prevention and control. Today, we'll be discussing about another important concept in infection prevention and control practice, which is education. The right education is very, very important to success of an infection prevention and control. Ask me what I mean. I've seen in my practice so far the difference between persons who have the right knowledge and persons who are just learning on the job. And the difference, the gap is very wide, it's very obvious. Education helps you, it prepares you to be able to answer some questions, even some difficult questions you might encounter in the course of your practice. Okay, so today I'll be sharing with us my journey, some of the things I did before I entered into the role of infection prevention and control, and that has helped me so far in my journey. Again, our topic today is on education. There are so many aspects to the success or to be able to perform your role successfully as an infection preventionist. But what we are concentrating on today is the aspect of education. I will start with my own story. Everybody has different story and different routes by which they got into infection prevention and control, but this is just my own perspective and journey so far. Um, I started my practice in the acute care setting and the microbiology laboratory. But with a master's in public health, I already knew and I had a lot of interest in health education and disease prevention. So I knew infection control was going to be my kind of end point, was going to be where I was going to end at some point. You understand what I mean? So while I was practicing, I think around 2020, just at the beginning of COVID, um, I was already a member of Canadian Public Health Association, Infection Prevention and Control Canada, and I just thought, how else can I, even though I'm not practicing as an infection preventionist at this point, how else can I improve my knowledge in infection control so that when the right opportunity comes, I will be able to fit in. So one of the things I did was to go to Public Health Ontario website. This is a website I respect a lot because a lot of information are there. If you're new, you're still confused, as I was some years back. I didn't know, I didn't have anyone to guide me through the path to say, oh, this is what you have to do. You have to go through this stage. I didn't have that. So I, on my own, was just trying to gather up information. And I went to the Public Health Ontario website. I discovered they have some free courses available for anyone who wanted to know more about infection prevention and control. That was how I began my journey. I started these courses, I got the certificates, and I kept them. Going forward, when it was time for me to enter the field of infection control and when the right opportunity came, I already had the right background. I already knew what to look out for. And then I was able to progress from there by doing more registered courses with Queen's University, which is one of the organizations that provides education that is approved by IPAC Canada. IPAC Canada is Infection Prevention and Control Canada, which is the association body for infection control professionals in Canada. So that was how my journey started. I did my education with Queen's University and I've been going forward from there. So, this is what I would like to advise anyone who is interested in the field of infection control today. Get knowledge. Knowledge is very, very important. Sometimes people think that infection control is just about outbreak management, just about COVID 19, and you can't blame them. That is because that is the knowledge they have. There is much more to infection control than all that. We'll be discussing in future about a lot of aspects, a lot of competencies that is expected of an infection control professional or that will help an control professional to be successful in their roles. Again, if you need more information about education on infection control, I already mentioned Public Health Ontario website. We also have on Canada page, we have some organizations, colleges, universities that are endorsed by IPAC Canada. So visit IPAC canada.org to find out some endorsed or approved courses that can help you and prepare you for this role. And for those who are already in the role and are just looking for a way to make sure they have the right resources, You can go to Public Health Ontario website. In fact, there is a new module for those in the long-term care sector. So if you're already practicing in the long-term care sector and you're still clueless like I was some years back and still wondering what you can do to improve your skills or your knowledge in infection control, you can go to Public Health Ontario website and just find those resources there available. Okay, that is it for our discussion today. Get education. Education provides you the background. It helps you to know the reason why some things are done. And when you know the reason why some things are done, it's easy for you to be able to pass on the knowledge to others. Okay. Again, in my experience and in my practice, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of infection control, new infection control professionals struggle in their role. And I have a kind of pity for them because it doesn't mean they're not hardworking. It doesn't mean they don't have right skills to be in the health sector, but just because they do not have the right education or background. Again, I did mine with Queen's University. There's a certificate course program for those doing their masters at Queen's University. I know there's also an infection control specialty, and you also have University of British Columbia, you have Bay River College, you have Sentinel College, and so many more. Okay, so I will encourage you to search approved courses for infection control for you to have the right background to be successful in your role. Thank you, and join us next time on IPC with Nikki. Please remember to put your questions, your comments, your contributions. If you have more information for our viewers, you can put them in the